Hello everyone, this is Men in Dark 2. So I'm doing something that I've never done before. I'm gonna post up a video of sort of expoing tutorial for one of my favorite nations, Portugal. Portugal is probably one of the most strongest nations in the sense that it has tremendous momentum. If you play it right, you can pretty much surprise any opponent while they're still expoing. You can basically just roll over them with a bunch of hydras. So I'm not going to voice comment the entire video, as basically there's not too much to comment on in terms of Portugal. It's actually a pretty easy country to play, but I'm going to give you general pointers on this nation in general. So the most important route of expoing that you want to go towards is mainland expo. Namely, I'm talking about Paris, Benelux region, Germany, and basically just mass there and go whatever, either kill your opponents in east or in the south, namely the Balkan region. Of course, you can also consider taking Ireland and perhaps going England. You can also try out going Africa, but those expos are not that efficient, so it should only be considered as a secondary option if, for example, your enemy is France or someone else. So the next part, remember that the expo that I usually try to achieve is I try to get Spain by first bay, and here I'm attempting it. Basically, the trick here is to attract the bunker fire with your command center, and then as you approach the cannons with your dropships, you split the dropships. Make sure that they don't kind of drift and kind of glitch out, which will make hydras not to unload, which will lead to the fact that you will lose your hydras, your dropships, and it is going to set you back a lot. So careful with that. Be careful that you kind of order each individual dropship to unload in a different spot. Also, you might need to drop a second time if you don't have too many hydras surviving. I'm not sure what was the exact amount and what was the exact timing, but if you want, you can of course kind of test it out in your own games. And this time I was kind of decided to be more than safe than sorry. I guess the unit composition that Portugal mainly uses, its bread and butter, of course, is the hydras. The hydras are extraordinarily strong. I mean, they're not only strong at expoing itself, but they're also very strong against almost any kind of unit composition, except maybe certain infantry builds. So, of course, you need to upgrade hydras. Also, any Zerg build is made OP if you have the if you can use the Ultrarisks from Czechoslovakia. So you should always try to get gas as quickly as possible and also upgrade Zerg melee. Apart from that, it's a good idea to upgrade Terran infantry, because sometimes if you have an opponent in England or Ireland, they can pretty much kill you if you don't have any way how to counter their infantry drops. And Portugal is kind of a disadvantage because the best strategy for Portugal is to kind of split from its main base and drop in France, which I'm about to do. It leaves Portugal itself kind of undefended, and it can be a good spot for an Ireland or England player to drop and kind of split off your forces. And if they can clear out your Portugal capital, then you won't be able to build any more hydras. So having the opportunity to make some ghosts is a good idea, so infantry upgrades are also a good thing to do. And of course, consider that if you play the game in a long run, and when it gets to the long game, when you make more than 20,000 of minerals every turn, you will need some match as well. So for this sense, Protoss are going to do just fine, and you're going to mass some Spanish. So also upgrade some Spanish if possible. I think that's it for now. I'm not going to comment much further. But from now on, it's basically just clearing on, the expos in Paris and Benelux region. Eventually going to Germany, clearing the cannons there, and then building the main line of production in Germany. From Germany, you can pretty much go towards east, and then you should try to find out where is your opponent. If they're in Balkans, then you just storm Balkans. If they are in the east, then you try to attempt to storm east. Remember that with Portugal, you can actually get into Balkans with a considerable amount of unit by around turn 6, and that is even a turn earlier, actually turn 5. So you get Brussels by third pay, you get Berlin fourth pay, another pay to kind of clear out things, and I think by sixth pay you can actually get massing into the Balkans. And that's pretty fast. Usually Greece, Bulgaria, Serbia, Romania, they're not going to expect that early of a hit. So in most cases you're actually going to succeed with that kind of a rush. So same thing goes for Russia. I mean, hit them early, hit them strong. That's the way how I like to play Portugal. So feel free to enjoy the rest of the video. I might make other videos as well if I feel like it. Until then, peace out and see you later.